Hey, what's up guys, Tim here with the Go Cards YouTube channel, and today we're here with the deck I played for the new Abbot Regional this past Saturday. I played Halqifibrax Swordsoul and I won. I went 7-0. Feels good after getting second at Liverpool just before Christmas, so yeah, we'll hop into the deck profile. Obviously this is like old list, or what will be old list come February, but a few people have been asking for the list and stuff like that, and I think there is like one more like weekend where this format's legal. So it's for those guys who are asking basically, and I'm gonna say about like the changes I'd make for the new format and stuff, like at the end of the video, or at the end of the deck profile basically. So yeah, for the main deck, it was free Ecclesia, free Moye, free Longyang, and free Tenyi. This is also 45 cards, by the way. So these 9 are like standard, and I played free Tenyi, basically because for like siding patterns and stuff, I basically wanted an extra card to side out. But I also wanted something that would be good to add like a good percentage of consistency when we went first, because I basically just like my decks to be as consistent as possible. And it's pretty good. I don't regret playing free Tenyi at all. It was absolutely fine. You know, siding 1 out is good. When you draw it, it's fine. It's obviously not great to draw multiples, but it's still a Swordsoul at the end of the day. Then free Emergence and 1 Blackout. I didn't play Summit or a second Blackout because deck's 45 cards already. It's already too tight for space, and because we're doing the Halq stuff, we don't really need Summit as like an additional extender, and the second Blackouts, I did want the second Blackout, but there just wasn't the space, basically. So maybe that's a change we can make like going forward into the new format. And then for the Tenyis is free Ashina, free Vashuda, free Adhara, and free Vessel. Like I said, we're playing the Halq Swordsoul deck, so we maxed out on Adhara. These are something that I hadn't been like so keen on throughout most of the format, but the Halq stuff really sold me on it, because I was like, oh, you basically get to play through like a hand trap, which is something I felt the Swordsoul deck wasn't very good at. And like going second, it was just like so many OTKs, right? It made like hands where you'd have like Vashuda and Adhara like good, as opposed to like in the, like the regular Tenyi Swordsoul deck where Vashuda and Adhara doesn't really do as much. But yeah, these are really good. Just no complaints there. I know a lot of people playing 2 Vashuda, but I really like this card going second, and I'm not very good at winning dice rolls, so it's a very good card, I think. Then like sort of as the extra copies of Adhara, because Adhara is so good in like the Halq version. We played 2 Telly and an Ogre. This is also like an extra hand trap basically, and these were like really good as extenders. Like if you got nibbed, you could Telly into Ogre and then do the Halq combo, which was obviously like really cool. That came up a few times. Yeah, this is just a good card. Like it's also an interruption if you go first and you don't need to use this, because you just summon the Ogre from the deck and have like a floating Ogre basically. Yeah, it's cool. Definitely would play 3 of this going forward. Then there was the 1 desk bar. Like I said, because we're doing the Halq stuff, so this is like the whole desk bar combo. I made a combo tutorial already on the channel. So that like kind of like crosses over into the new format. Obviously you wouldn't be doing the stuff for progress, but like the base concept's the same, so if you want to go watch that as well, I'll put like a link in the description or something. But the desk bar engine was insane, or the Halq engine, sorry, is so good. Honestly, I definitely would recommend playing this with that. Then like I played some hand traps. I played free Ash, free Imperm. This is the only hand traps I played, apart from the like 1 Ogre, which was basically just the Telly, but yeah, these were good. No real complaints. Like Ash is also a tuner for the Halq stuff, and it helps like out there can only be on when you just have like this in like Vashuda or something, and like Imperm is basically the best hand trap of the format. I don't think I drew Ogre where it like mattered as a hand trap at all, so I couldn't really say, but it's basically just like a kind of like an engine requirement sort of thing. Then I also played 2 Chalice. This probably should have been Droplet, but like I hadn't play tested much with like Droplet, and I felt like Chalice was like a lower investment going into like a play. And what I mean by that is like there was like a lot of hands in testing and stuff where like we would be like going second into like a Swordsoul board or something, right? And then we'd have like just like Droplet as an example, like Chalice Tenyi, right? And they just have Floor or Chijao or something, and it's like, well, Droplet doesn't beat that, but Chalice does. So it's like kind of like for like a lower resource grind situation. Either one is fine basically. Like I think you could probably get away with playing either one. Yeah, Droplet's probably better against like birds and stuff, but obviously that's like phasing out, but Chalice to Droplet doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest. Then the stuff that's changing because of the banlist is Free Desires, RIP. I will miss this card so much. I love this card so I play this card in like every deck. I just love it. Obviously this is going to 1, so we'd be obviously counting this to 1, but this obviously was just so good. There's no reason not to play free, because the only thing you really care about banishing is like the Despot and Pros. And sometimes Ogre, but like it's not so bad. But yeah, so obviously this would go on 1. And then Protos, It's good that it's getting banned. The card's like massively unfair for the game, so that's good. Nothing really to say. You guys know what this does. And then Imperial Order. Obviously, this card is also massively unfair, so it's also a good thing it's getting banned. But yeah, so the changes like from the main deck would basically be I'd still want to play the 1 copy of Desires. So that would stay in the list just because I like the card a lot. There's no reason not to play Pot of Greed, right? And then like I think Cosmic Cyclone is going to be like a big thing of going into this format. Just because like there's free skill drain, there's still Mystic Mine, Cypher's going to be a lot more popular. So it probably, like, the changes they probably make is, like, it's not very crazy, it's not, like, much at all, but I think going into the start of the format, it basically be, like, you drop it to 44 cards, and then main deck, like, the free Cosmic Cyclone I had in the side. Because then, like, and then, like, just, obviously the side deck would change around because it's format dependent, but basically, like, these would go into the main, and then, like, you just drop a card and you play 44. I think that'd be, like, the changes I make at the start of the format, but obviously there's like a lot of like things that would change over time, but if you wanted to take this list of going into new format, that's basically what I'd do. And then basically everything else is the same. So extra deck. I think the extra deck is like really tight, so I don't think there's anything you can really do. There's like 1 flex spot, which I'll show you at the end. So we play 2 Monk, and a Shaman, and then Halq and a Rorodon for the combo. 2 Chijiao, 2 Baxia. Sometimes you want 3 of this like randomly, right? And sometimes you want 3 of this as well. But yeah, Floor, Chen Yang, Chao Feng, Draco Berserker, Yazi, and Omega. This is the flex spot basically. This is like the only card in the extra deck which is like slightly questionable. I basically wanted it so if my opponent like Maximus, I could like send this and have like Chalice or Imperm to be able to potentially outwindow. You know, use this, force the Schism up, and then like Imperm or Chalice the window ahead of time. Or like Ruler it because we're siding Ruler as well. That's basically the reason for it. It never come up where I would like use this to find out what my opponent's playing in the Proto or something. Like, didn't come up so, but you know, it's possible that it could. Side deck is free Gamma and a Driver. This is for like heavy combo decks basically. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's nothing really to say about his Gamma, right? It's also an E-Telly target, which is pretty cool. So you can side out the Ogre if you wanted to going second. So you can have like Gamma instead as like the target to summon off it. Which I don't think came up. I don't think it came up where I like didn't have access to Ogre. Because I like keeping Ogre in for like making Yazzie and stuff, but like I'm pretty sure I did summon this once actually just because I was like, I want to summon Gamma off E-Telly. Then free Ruler. This is good. I like this card a lot. It's really good against like basically everything that isn't PK. Yeah, just a solid card overall. Trades into a lot of value basically. And then for back row decks, this is what we did for combo basically. And then for back row decks, it was free Cosmic. This was also for Scythe, but I didn't play any PK, so like we dodged that, right? Free Cosmic, Duster, and Reboot. The deck's already like really good going into like back row because of the Shooter and Baxia and like the Halq stuff as well. Aurora and Yazi just like crush through back row. But the issue is like when they have the floodgates, that's why we wanted like these like singular ways to like beat cards like Deck and Obi-Wan and stuff like that, right? I can't recall if it like if that sort of interaction came up. It probably did. I just can't remember. Oh, and then Reboot was also for like Dimensional Barrier and Harpy's Featherstorm, because those are like all we win buttons against this deck. So like we sided this versus Swordsoul as well when we went second, and then Free Barrier was basically like probably like one of the best cards on the side. You go first against like the Mirror, and it's like super powerful. I played against Hero, shout out to Mills, and I drew this, and it just concedes because like you call Fusion, right? This card's like super unfair, and it was one of the cards I wish I got banned, but like it didn't. But yeah, so that's the list. Shout outs to the Wednesday Locals gang. There's a load of us in top 8, so that was cool. Shout out to Pili for driving, obviously. Jacob for lending me the Halq and helping me out with the deck and stuff like that. I'm probably missing a load of shouts, so sorry if I missed one. But my food's here, so I really want to go eat. Yeah, cheers guys. Thank you.